This video will demonstrate how to build a new network using the app iCausalBayes for iPad. These steps are also outlined in the app's user manual. First, tap the plus button at the top left of the Your Network screen to create a new network. Touch and hold anywhere on the screen to create a new variable at that location. A menu appears where you need to enter some information about the new variable. Give your variable a name. We will call this one sunscreen. For the unit, enter milliliters per person. For this example, we will leave the upper and lower bounds on auto. Leave the mean and standard deviation as they are at 1 and 0. When you're finished, tap Done in the top right. You should now see the sunscreen variable on your screen. Next, let's add another variable. This one will be an explanatory variable for sunscreen. We'll call it melanin index. This variable is a measure of skin pigmentation. For the unit, put index. We'll leave the upper and lower bounds on auto and use the defaults for the prior distribution. Tap Done when you are finished. Position the variables as you like by dragging them on the screen. Pinch with 2 fingers inside a variable to make it bigger or smaller, or pinch the background to change the size of the whole network. Now, we'll make melanin index an explanatory variable for sunscreen. Touch and hold inside sunscreen to edit the variable. Tap Explanatory Variables. You will see that melanin index is a potential explanatory variable. Swipe left to expose the Make Explanatory button. Then tap it to make melanin index an explanatory variable of sunscreen. Melanin index will move from the potential explanatory variables to the existing explanatory variables, and an error term will appear. Enter -0.8 as the coefficient for melanin index. Leave the error term, mean and standard deviation at their default values. Tap Edit Variable in the upper left to return to the previous screen. Back in the Edit Variable view, you will notice that the prior distribution is gone. Tap Done. As you can see, there is now an arrow from melanin index to sunscreen. The arrow indicates that melanin index affects sunscreen use. Now, we should make our third and final variable. It will be called melanoma. For units, use incidence per 100. Once again, leave upper and lower bounds on auto. Since we have already created the explanatory variables for melanoma, we can set these up right now. Tap Explanatory Variables, swipe left to make both sunscreen and melanin index explanatory variables. Enter -0.823 as the coefficient for melanin index and -0.415 as the coefficient for sunscreen. We'll use the error term mean and standard deviation defaults here too. Tap Done in the top right corner to close the menu and add the variable to the network. Arrange and resize the variables if you need to. There are now arrows from sunscreen and melanin index pointing to melanoma. This means that incidence of melanoma varies with both sunscreen use and melanin index. Save your network if you like by tapping Save As and entering a suitable name.